Now, I wouldn't say that I'm an athlete, and when it comes to gymnastics, then it's probably even worse. I'm about as agile as an untrained 100-year-old. Honestly, this game is probably my only chance to experience gymnastics up close. Pro Gymnast Simulator, developed by Valor Entertainment and published by Red Deer Games, has now made sure that we get a chance to play this game on Nintendo Switch. In this video, I discuss basic aspects of the game and how it's experienced on the Nintendo Switch. I received a review copy of this game, and with that said, let's check out Pro Gymnast Simulator. I have to admit that I think it's a little fun that simulator games can take any shape. Whether it's about aircraft, logistics, farming or something else, it feels like the simulator genre is limitless. And that a sports game is made as a simulator feels interesting enough that it should be worth checking out. So the question is, what is this really about? In this game, there are many different options and choices, everything from training, going to the gym, designing your own courses or competing in championships. But to go methodically, I start by entering my name. I chose to call myself Switchy Boy, a typical gymnastic name. Then you can customize your character, and obviously this is quite extensive. There are lots of options here, everything from shaping one's body to choosing hairstyle, hair color and eye color. How about dreadlocks or being bald? I choose bald this time. In the beginning, you can just choose training, visit gyms or create your own course. The training is a kind of a long tutorial, but you can get different medals needed to unlock new events. Right now, the championships and finals are locked for the time being. Let's check out the training. This is quite simple. Press R to land on the carpet. Okay, I missed this one. I hit the floor properly. I don't really know what's going on here. I don't think I should lie and crawl on the floor. It's actually quite a smooth experience. If you make a mistake, you can retry by pressing B. No waiting or loading times. I had problems with rotating around the bar, but there is a tutorial that explains exactly how to proceed. How to pull in the legs to get maximum speed. Works almost perfect, just a problem. Wrong way. Let's try again, or let's try many times. Okay, finally, I made it. Actually, this game is quite tricky. It requires timing and precision. There is nothing wrong with the control. It's about your own capacity to read how to cope with an exercise in the best way. This was quite difficult indeed, to swing from bar to bar, keep track of how you rotate while you have to release the bar at the right moment. Not easy and not pretty, but in the end, it worked. But sometimes the training is a little strange. Watch this. I managed this exercise in the most frustrating way. Even though the landing is anything but good, I still get approved. Okay, now I'm done with the training and there is the opportunity to compete. I have a bad feeling about this. I don't feel well prepared, but let's try anyway. It feels like the difficulty level has increased drastically. Now you get to try lots of different competition elements that definitely puts your gymnastic knowledge to the test. It's not always obvious how to proceed to succeed. You have to try to swing in different ways and see if it works. I have to admit, sometimes I manage to complete a competition with a good result without actually having control over the situation. It becomes clear that you have to master the rotations. It's not easy. You press left and LR to get speed, followed by right and ZR to start rotating forward. Then you have to release the bar at exactly the right time to get to a new bar or platform. Maybe it looks simple, but I really think it's one of the game's most difficult challenges. The timing must usually be perfect. A pretty cool feature is that the game offers many different camera angles. The camera is normally set to see your character from the side, but you can also play from a first-person view, for example. You can also choose a drone perspective. It can be useful if the courses are large. You get a greater overview of what is happening, similar to Follow Accuracy, where there is the possibility to zoom out properly. And this can prove to make a huge difference. If you can't see what to do, then you can work with a different camera perspective to see what suits one best. This is good. This game contains a lot of funny and ridiculous things. Above all, the gymnast's movements. It's reminiscent of those wooden dummy dolls. And believe me, the dummy has to endure things that would have made any gymnast end his career in just 15 minutes. Look at these landings. I can't help it, but the animations and movement patterns are ridiculous. But in a fun way. Hera missed the landing and roll around in the sand. Seriously, what's going on? It looks ridiculous. You can also design your own levels. Here you can choose from a lot of different tools that are used to create your own course. For example, you can use different standard bars or swinging bars. I think this is a pretty interesting feature of the game, an alternative to training and competitions. In addition, it can be useful if you want to get better at a specific move. Then you can create a course that contains exactly the tools that you need more knowledge about. In any case, this option broadens the game itself. More choices. Pro Gymnast Simulator is a challenging game, but there are actually a couple of choices that make it easier. For example, if you press the L button, time slows down and an arrow marks the direction. This can be very useful, especially if you have trouble mastering a specific challenge. In addition, there are some other settings that can make it easier for one. This game is really a simulator with lots of different challenges, although it's usually about being able to master rotations. The courses are varied, and if you succeed well enough, you unlock new courses. For example, you can go to Tokyo to compete, but you have to collect enough points, or medals in this case. Medals are awarded if you complete a course, have an approved time, manage to collect enough points by doing tricks, or getting the white chalk. In my opinion, it's definitely challenging to cope with all the different elements, but at the same time, it's a good aspect of the game, that the courses themselves offer different difficulties. I also have to point out that this game runs very well on the Nintendo Switch, no problem with frame rates or anything else, no crashes. I can definitely recommend this simulator, especially if you want to try something different, but it can be a little frustrating at times, especially when you have to try again and again to complete the task and the rotations don't work properly. But at the same time, the charm of the game is to find the right timing, set the rotation perfectly and unlock new courses. Feel free to subscribe to my channel, I review new games every week. Have a good day, see ya!